What's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here. Today I'm here to bring you the second part of my alpha farming guide and or basically to show you exactly what you're looking for and how to farm alpha consistently. So first things first, I will mention that if you're coming in late and you don't know exactly what I am talking about here, I did post and or uploaded another video mentioning the setup to this. Unfortunately, I basically blue screened 2 times in recording, and on console that means like you essentially lose the recording because you can't really share in-game recordings if you are sent straight back to menu without any option to share. So, as such, I will warn you guys, if you're playing console, please be aware that the blue screens are really horrible. Excuse me. But without further ado, I'm going to get straight into the farming method. I have covered the initial setup, and I will say you only need 4 Mason points in this area to start, and you don't even need to do a whole lot from there. Basically, this is a limited resource, and you will only be getting a certain amount of alpha missions. Obviously, you can farm them, and I can go over how to farm them later, but as such, just a heads up. Excuse me. Now, first things first, as you can see, we don't have any really really crazy rooms upgraded. We have the Sadistin, which is the Tormented Spirits, and we have the Defense Lab Research, and then we have the Apex. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right into it, and we're going to see exactly what we have in store. As you guys are all aware of by now, if you're playing console, the Trapper gloves that drop from this temple are anywhere between 4 to 5 exalts. So just be just as a heads up, that's what you're looking for to find here, along with the Coward's Belt, which is about 3 exalts, and then the vials themselves can range anywhere between 3 to 5 or more exalts. Unfortunately, this is early league and there are price fixtures on consoles, so you have to deal with a lot of the people basically controlling the market and pricing things the way they want it to be priced so they can make as much profit as possible. And all this is in line with basically, what's meta, what's not meta, etc, etc. So, we're going to go straight into this temple, and we're going to go to the temple map so we can kind of plot our course. So the easiest course that we see is going all the way around here and that way. So that's our first room that we're going to stop on, is that room over there. And the reason we want that room is because the tier 3 trap room is the only room that drops the trapper gloves that you can find for the the new ice trap or the new whatever traps that are good this league. So we're gonna just kind of zoom through this content as fast as we can. As you see, there's traps, so you do have to kind of be careful. And we do have our bosses possessed by spirits, so that's another thing you do have to look out for. Now, in a standard setting, this is very good because your bosses being possessed gives you more quantity and more value in your temple. But in a league setting, in the standard setting, this doesn't really matter. As you know, I have a lot of stuff in league, or in standard, so this is just kind of meh. Looks like we actually went 1 room too high, so what we're going to do is we're going to go backwards a room. Alright, so we killed everyone. Now we can open the chest. Now, so let me go ahead and just grab this stuff real quick. Pretty sure I have a boss here somewhere that I can kill, don't I? Whatever. Alright, now if you look here, we have a little bit of decent stuff. This is the attack speed dodge. We have crit chance for, oh there we go, the mine, 90% mine, what is it, mine damage, and then the 35 movement speed and whatnot. So even though this is good, it's not amazing, so we're just gonna ditch these. And what is that? Yeah, we're gonna ditch that too. Let's go ahead and drop a portal.
My mana is gone.
Basically, in this phase, all you do is murder everything until that little defensive bubble is done, and then you murder the boss itself. And the boss has the chance to drop the vials, so that's what we're gonna do here. And we didn't drop a vial, we dropped, looks like one of those. What does that do? That's armor, okay. So now we look, and we did our trap room, we didn't get the gloves, so basically we can go straight into going into our next temple. And this way you can see a setup from 0 to max again, and hopefully you, in hopes that you get something you want. So, let's see here. Glennet Cairns, Canyon, boom, done. We are going to deposit all of our currency. Put this to the side. And let's see what our first room looks like. Okay, looks like we have to actually look at it. Look at our room. That's fine. We're gonna rush real quick and go ahead and look at the room, see what the room is like, and basically bow out as soon as we do all 3 incursions, and kind of get you a outlook on, you know, from start to finish what you're looking for. Now, as I mentioned in my other video, the average temple is 1 to 3x if it's good, and then just depending on luck, you can get anywhere between 5, 15 or more exalts on one temple, or you can get like 3 to 5 exalts for one temple, and then, you know, just get a kind of very good value. Because temples are so easy to do and so fast to do, you can make easily 5 plus exalts an hour, all dependent on luck. So right here we have monsters at the temple have increased resistances and or chests are full of items. Neither of these rooms are good, so what we're just going to take the armor one just because, you know, I like to open those chests usually, especially in League. You can get some good stuff in those chests. On early League, when you're looking for any kind of value, like a couple chaos, a couple exalts, whatever, to make as much as possible, you tend to want to, you know, use those chests as a basically a leeway to get into more value. And temples are extremely valuable in this game.
Good job. Just in time. Ah, there you are.
Let's go ahead and clear everything first, and then look. We have chest full of currency items or lightning. So we're just going to get the chest full of currency items just to kind of, you know, just get it out of the way. As I mentioned in the passive tree in my last video, you do have a 50% chance to go from 1 to 3, so if you do manage to get any of the rooms that you are interested in even slightly to 3 immediately, that's a good thing, just because a room that is ranked 3 cannot show up again on your future incursions. So let's see, we have finished here. Let's go ahead and see what rank it hit. It went from 1. It doesn't look like it got any. Oh, it was just a 0 to 1. It didn't go 0 to 2. So let's see. We have one more incursion to do. There it is. Go ahead and kill everything.
Just in time. Ah, there you are.
Alright, let's see. Plants throughout the temples and breaches. Gotta be careful. Actually, I think I'm gonna go down. We're gonna do breaches. Breaches is extremely valuable in League, especially because if you do breaches, you can get early expensive stuff on the market, such as Pandemonius, such as, you know, Surrenderer Shields, anything like that. Early League Pandemonius on console is about 8x. I tried to buy one yesterday and guy logged off, so I just decided to not buy it anymore.
Good job.
Just, yeah. Console things are really expensive, just a heads up. Alright, so we're going to go into our next map immediately, just to show you a little bit more about setup on the temple. Hopefully we get one of the rooms mentioned. Now the rooms I'm going to mention again are the minion rooms, the trap rooms, the corruption chamber, the gym corruption chamber, which is gym rooms. What else? The sacrificial chamber, and all five of these are very, very much needed to get some serious value out of this. So you can basically get a big chunk of currency just by doing those. Let's see. Lol. All right. What else? No. Oops. Boom. We'll take that 10 chaos and we'll deposit it. Now we could go Runner Conqueror, but because we're just here to show you a little bit about the Alva Temples, I'm not going to worry about it right now.
I'm not up to that just yet. Just in time. Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the past. The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we
Alright,
get
so
to
we
finding
have
the temple,
Empowerment, which
the
is
better we
the
get.
good one. As I said in my last video, Empowerment upgrades all the adjacent and nearby rooms, so we're going to try and get that to 3. If we can't get it to 3, it's not a big deal. Just remember that upgrading the rooms doesn't necessarily
My
mean
mark is
that
gone.
you won't encounter those rooms, because they'll be artificially upgraded. They won't be upgraded by themselves. So if you get that room, you will still, with a small chance, be able to encounter those rooms and upgrade them to 3 again. Basically, they'll be 3 and then they'll be upgraded again. Can't go to 4, sadly. I wish they could. That would be really cool if you can have tier 4 rooms with like extra drops. GGG, hope you're listening. I doubt, but I doubt it.
Good job, Exile. Just in time. Ah, there you are.
Alright, so
Ready
right
to
here we
revisit the
have the
past?
hatchery, which is what I was telling you about before.
Let's go.
Now, we could have either chose the hatchery or the sacrificial chamber. Sacrificial chamber is good if you already have the item you need to sacrifice, but because we're showing you the bare basics of it, we're going to get the hatchery and try and show you, basically what you're looking for. Hatchery tier 3 is how you drop the coward's belt, and the cowards, I believe, the coward's chain is like 2 to 3 exalts or more in league, depending on, what it's like. I am in standard, as you know, so I can't exactly show you trade market. On
Good
standard,
job.
they're even more expensive because totem builds are very, very prevalent, and there are people who have insane totem builds already built. So, all right, we have to find the last Alva. There it is.
Just in time.
Clear everything.
Ah, there you
Alright,
are.
so we have
Ready to
chests full of
revisit the
maps or
past?
criticals. We're just going to
The
choose
more
chests
you
full of
kill,
maps.
the more you
As you
change my
see,
map.
our chamber
And the
actually
closer we get
went
to
from 1 to
finding the
3.
temple and the
That is
better
what I
we
was
get.
talking about. There is a very small chance that
Every
you will
incursion
literally go
means proper
from 1 to
preparations.
3, and we got that. Meaning now in the next 6 maps, or sorry, the next 6 incursions after this one, we will no longer be encountering this room. Obviously, you can't encounter the same room twice in one map, so there's that as well. So, because we got this to 3, this is actually going to be dead if it does get to 3, as far as this little corner. So if we can, we'll change that. If not, it's not a big deal.
Time to go.
Let's go ahead and upgrade this map room. As you know, map rooms are extremely valuable, especially if you're looking to farm for maps, because you can get a lot of value out of them.
gone. I'm not up to that just yet.
Alright.
Good job.
And let's see if it hits
Fear not his
3.
rival dead, his resources will be
It hit 2. Not
very
bad.
well.
So now we have a tier 2 map room right there. So we're gonna bow out and literally go straight into our next map. So it's average unless you miss a temple. It is average 4 maps per rotation of Alva, which means you use 4 missions. I will say you do not need to use red tier missions. You can use white tier and yellow tier and still make insane value. Only difference is you won't get the higher bases, which some of those bases can be extremely good at a higher level, especially the trapper ones because there's a lot of trapper and mine players out there. So just kind of a heads up to get you guys in the know-how or in the know or whatever you want to call it about how this works. Let's see. He's offering me 5x for the buff effect golem. I'm going to tell him 8 and yours. Last time I actually accepted a trade and it blue screened me, so I'm glad I didn't blue screen me this time. Let's see here. So we have 2 more maps to do, and all we're doing here is running to the temple and getting out of the way. We're not running Cyrus right now because we don't really care too much about Cyrus. Now what do we have? So we can get strong boxes or we can get Tempest in our temple. Tempests are usually really good because they add a little bit of value to it. If you get the tier 3, you end up getting the Val Tempest, which means if you stand in the Val Tempest and kill enemies, you have a chance to get 6 links. Because I'm in standard, I'm just going to get the Strongbox one. Strongbox one can also be valuable to you because that Strongbox room can be really good. Alright, and we don't have any more stones, so we're going to bow out. Alright, so we have, let's see what tier it upgraded it to. It went from 0 to 1, which is meh, it's whatever.
Well then, where we go,
I don't care. I could have sworn they said that once you talk to him, or once he says this thing once, he doesn't say it anymore, but... Alright, so we have chest full of gems, which will be probably more value than the other one. So, alternatively, we could do the tier 3, and the tier 3 would upgrade this to tier 3, but if we encounter this, then it's even more of a dead room. So what we're going to do is we're just going to execute the bottom guy, and the bottom guy will give us the tier 3 gem room, which will allow us a chance to either make a 623 or a 2123 gem.
I'm not up to that just yet.
And then at the end of this video, I can run the temple to kind of show you guys exactly what I mean by, what you're going to do and how you're going to go about running it. Looks like we got a map, which is cool. It's for Lyra. I guess it's okay. Another map. Proxima. Alright. So let's see. This one has additional fire damage, or we can upgrade the breaches. We're going to upgrade the breaches. So as you see here, we have 2 tier 3 rooms. We have Doriani's Institute and Hybridization Chamber, and that's how you get the Coward's Chain. That's how you upgrade gems, and then the only way to get vials is in there. So let's go see a man about upgrading a breach room. As I said before, if you can do it in League, upgrading the breach rooms is very good. It gives you a very solid amount of breaches. And as you know, breaches have a very small chance to drop the items pertaining to those breaches. So you can end up with a lot of value just by doing that. Alright, let's see. We didn't get any stones, so we're done here. Mission is done. We are leaving the map. Now we have one more map and one more mission to finish this temple, and then I will get on with, you know, what's good to run about it, why you should or shouldn't run it, so on and so forth. Now, because I already own several copies of the Coward's Legacy belt, including one foily one, what I'm going to do instead of running it is I'm going to post it for sale and put it up for like 2x, and hopefully someone in standard decides to buy it. But I will show you a general, like, hey, this is what you're looking at in value. um, it's probably worth more than 2 exalts, but I have so many of these missions and whatnot, I'm not really trying to value things extremely high. I'm just trying to get whatever I can for them.
Just in time.
Make sure everything's dead. Alright.
Ah, there you are.
So this one, let's see, we can increase the number of magic monsters, so that's actually really fun, but because, like I said, we're going for breaches, we're going to get breach room to rank 3. This is going to make a rank 3 rooms so far. We can get more, obviously, in the next 2 incursions, so that's just a kind of a heads up, just to what you can look for. Looks like we have Nemesis, so we're getting a whole bunch of buffs here. That's really good. Alright, so we did the first alva, now let's go check our second alva.
Ah, there you are.
Alright, right here, oh, let's go ahead and kill this guy. Right here, we have Torment, or we can change to, what is it, Trap Workshop? Well, because Trap Workshop is actively what we're looking for, I want to try and make a Trapper in Standard if possible. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kill it, and it's a 50-50 chance to change from a tier 2 all the way to a tier 3 instantly. We're going to take that chance, as that may just end up being what we need to leverage, you know, getting the gloves. As you saw at the beginning of this video, I ran one of the trap rooms and I had no luck on getting those gloves, but you know, they're not all that expensive. I just wanted to self-farm them as I have a lot of missions, and because it gives me something to do.
Just in time. Ah, there you are.
Alright, we have explosives rooms. It doesn't look like it upgraded, sadly. See, this would have been a good example of, you know, why that was good to keep it to the upgrade, but that's fine. So we have explosives room changed to corruption chamber. So what we can do is change it to the corruption chamber. And like I said before, it is a 50-50 chance that the corruption chamber ends up becoming a tier 3, which would basically take it from being a, you know, a 2x temple to like a 5+ exalt temple. In standard and league, I believe it's only about 2 or 3 exalts. Even if it has the belt room or whatever, like, people don't really value those rooms very high because they're so common. Just as a heads up. Alright, so let's see. What kind of temple do we have laid out? So it only ended up being a tier 2 corruption chamber, which is a shame, but we did have a Doriani's Institute, a breach, and a hybridization, so we can sell this temple for about 2 exalts and make a little bit of currency there in standard. 2 exalts is also about the price you're looking at in league, but as you saw, that took us 4 maps, which was maybe 20-ish minutes, so 2 exalts right there for just that temple. Then you're looking at it, obviously, if you get something along the lines of, you know, if you decide to run them and double corrupt your gems, you can get even more lucky. 21, 23 gems are impossible to find now, so making them is your only way to do it now, just as a heads up. Then you just itemize the temple, and you go put them in a shareable tab and mark it for like whatever price depending on the rooms. As I said, I'm in standard, so the gem corruption chamber is going to be about 2 exalts. In league, that's only going to be about 1 exalt, but I think that's going to go up because, as I said before, 21, 23 gems do not drop anymore. You are only able to farm them via the temple now. You can get 21, 23 gems via one of the cards, a specific trap card, and that's it. So just a heads up. If you guys have any questions about how to do this farm, if you have any like insight or any advice that you feel like you want to share, please feel free to drop a comment in the comments and put a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified for my videos. As always, thank you very much for joining me here for my content, and everyone, you guys have a good league. I hope you guys enjoy your league. Take it easy.